Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm actually going to get some jobs done. We all have those little annoying sewing jobs that we never get around to doing. I have a whole pile of them and I'm going to use this video as an excuse. Well, not really as an excuse because I don't need an excuse. So I'm using this video to basically hold myself accountable and get it done. So I've got two jobs to do. Both of them are elastic related, so I'm going to film them both separately so you've got two separate videos because I think that'll be useful. The first elastic related job is I have these beautiful tencel twill opal pants that I wear all the time, and my mother-in-law Kate actually made these for me. She made them for me when I was pregnant and nobody knew that I was pregnant. And my trousers were getting really tight at work. So she made me these because I could like pull them up over my bump and they were like quite loose fitting. So yeah, that was our little secret at the beginning. But the elastic, you know when you get elastic and then they've been washed loads of times and the elastic curls? I have a trick that I always do with elasticated waistbands, and that is to sew the elastic down. So I thought I'd just show you my method. My method, you can't notice it's been done, so that you don't have extra sewing. I know you can do a sports waistband where essentially you sew down the middle of the elastic with a zigzag stitch, which I will do one day in a video for you if that's of interest. But I don't actually want it to look like I've sewn it down. So I'm going to show you my method for that. So essentially what's happened is the thick bit at the back where I can feel the elastic is overlapped, that stayed flat because it's sort of stuck in the channel. But everywhere else, can you tell that it's like, it's rolled, so it's now got like a little tube along the top and it's so annoying. So my first port of call for doing jobs like this is to basically fiddle with it until it's flat. And then we're going to pin it so that I can iron it. But first I need the whole thing flat, and if you just go along and try and unfold it and unfold it and fold it without pinning it, the bit that you've just done might start rolling again, and as you think you're unrolling it, you could be twisting the elastic underneath. So if you pin it all the way along as you go round, one, it keeps it flat, two, it doesn't undo all the annoying stuff that you've just done. But yeah, it stops it from twisting as well. So that's my first tip. So I'm just going to sit here and uncurl all my elastic. I will be back in, what do we reckon? Let's time it. I'm going to say 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so that actually only took me 10 minutes. It wasn't as bad as I thought. So what I've done now is I've got a series of pins sort of keeping that flat. So what I'm now going to do is use my iron and I'm going to stretch the elastic flat, iron, move on to the next bit, stretch the elastic flat, iron, so that I iron the creases out of the elastic hopefully. I'm not going to iron it too much obviously because it's got a lot of those like elastane's very plasticky, isn't it? So I don't want to melt it. So yeah, be careful on the iron, but I just need to iron out the creases on the elastic, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've pressed it all now. So now the elastic, it's not, I can still feel a few of the creases in there, but it's obviously not as bad as it was. So now I'm going to risk it and take all the pins out now. I have shut the window, but everyone is mowing their lawns today because it's sunny. So I'm sorry if you can hear that. Right, so now we want the elastic to be as even as possible through here before we start to sew it all together. So what I'm going to do is stretch the elastic waistband out so it's flat like this, and then you let go, and that's evenly distributed the fabric over the elastic. Clever. You can do that on a lot of elastic things. So I'm going to find I'm going to find the seams in the waistband like this, where you can see, if I tilt it towards the light a bit more, where you can see that ditch there, and I'm going to pin either side of those now that my elastic is evenly distributed along the waistband. It also means I can have one last sort of feel to check that it's nice and flat. Okay, so now I have this on one side, channel in the middle, pins either side holding it, and then if I swap it around to this side again on that waistband, and all I'm going to do is ditch stitch in that seam line with some black thread all the way through both sides, and then that should secure the elastic in place. Okay, so if I tilt that, it's really, I shouldn't have done it on a black item, but can you see that it's slightly sort of like pinched in an area? So I don't sew it from the top all the way down to the bottom. So I start probably, I don't know, about 8mm from the edge, and then I sew, and then I stop about 8mm from the bottom, just so that I'm not pinching the top and sort of catching anything in the bottom. I literally just do it down the centre. And you'll see when I flip it over, you never line up the seam perfectly on the other side. So can you see that it's slightly off on the other side? But I don't worry about that because it's obviously on the inside, no one's going to see that. But that is how I fix my elastic. So now it's secure in both sides, it's not going to roll anymore, it's not going to twist, so I'm very happy with that. If you've got a garment like this, similar to mine, that you still haven't done anything about, I hope this video gives you a little bit of motivation to just crack on and do it. It has actually only taken me, considering that I've been filming in as well and having to like worry about cameras and stuff, that took me about half an hour, like not even that. So yeah, you can do it much quicker than that, unless you're filming yourself, of course, and then it might take you half an hour. So yeah, there's one annoying elastic job done, ticked off, that I now don't have to worry about. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or you found it useful, give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions for me, please comment below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, it means the world. And I will see you next week, wink, for my other elastic video, which I'm gonna crack on with now because I'm in a productive mood today. So I will see you then. Happy handmade, everyone.